We are about to 3-minute stir. So I remember a moment when my husband and I were anticipating the birth of our first child. We were in the doctor's office having our ultrasound. We are around 20 weeks into the adventure. There we were in the room, talking, conversing, expectant as we were expecting. We were waiting to find out the gender when into our conversation the tech blurted, "Well, it's a girl." And in response, my husband became very pensive, quiet, reflective. "What is it?" I asked him. "Oh," he said, "I'm just thinking of all the sports that she could play." But then he looked at the screen and he appeared to lose his breath while looking at the tiny baby form. "Wow," he said, "it's a human being." And we stared, barely breathing, in awe and in wonder. It was a moment. You know, these moments, they take your breath away. Do you know why? Because we received a glimpse that we are about to lose our life as we had known it, to be found by something deeper. You know these times, don't you? These moments? Maybe they're not as dramatic as growing a human being, but those moments when you are lifted beyond yourself, your own needs, wants, opinions, and perspectives. It happens when you fall in love with someone and you feel it in your bones as well as in your romantic sensibilities. It happens when you work for a larger purpose of good, whether it's your day job or your night gig or the volunteer mentoring you do with kids down at the elementary school. It happens because every single open door to a more authentic and full life involves both an inspiring energy and an overwhelming risk. Why? Because every invitation to a greater life involves vulnerability. If you love, you may get hurt. If you open yourself up, you may not be fully appreciated. If you give, you may not be recognized as you think you ought to be. But if you don't take the risk, if you don't love, give, even sacrifice, how will you plunge the depths? This is what Jesus was about and what following him is all about. Jesus repeatedly said things like, "Those who find their life will lose it, and those who lose their life for my sake will find it," Matthew 10:39. Or, "What good is it for someone to gain the whole world but forfeit their soul?" Mark 8:36. Because he knew that the full life, you could call it eternal life, requires being vulnerable and choosing selfless love, even if it doesn't make sense, especially when it doesn't make sense. So right now, you may be experiencing a nudge toward vulnerability. You may be in a moment right now. You may also have the sneaking suspicion that you don't actually find life by accumulating more stuff or accolades or awards, nor do you find it by circling the wagons around your heart or arming your mind and words so that you cannot get hurt. Jesus shows us another way, that you find life by surrendering, losing our lives to a larger purpose and a greater cause. That we find life as we find the God who first finds us.